holy mosh pit. Music lovers and concert goers, what is going on, and welcome back to Spotlight on Tours, where we talk all things concerts and live music. I'm your host, Jake Kelly, and yes, I know this video is coming out a month after I went to this concert. This is because I have gone through a lot over the past month outside of this channel. You know, as a college student, I've been busy with classes. I was also in the midst of that concert fighting off the flu that I had caught at the Travis Scott concert that I went to a couple weeks prior. No, I wasn't contagious or anything, but I was feeling, not like, no symptoms, nothing like that. And I was just tired, and I was sleeping a lot that next week or two after, I was no longer contagious from the flu and I had fully recovered and was symptom free. But regardless of that, regardless of this video coming out really late, let's get right into it. In this video, we're going to break down and talk about Beartooth's North American Tour 2024 from January 21st, 2024 at the House of Blues in Boston. So as always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all 5 categories: production, set list, stage presence, opening acts, crowd interaction, you name it. I'm going to be giving rankings for each of those categories with this concert. And usually what I would do is I would talk a little bit about the show, tell y'all what I liked, what I didn't like, but this particular concert, there was nothing at all almost that I didn't like, because I'm going to be completely honest, this was the best small venue concert that I have ever been to. It was just incredible. The lighting was great. The production was phenomenal. The band sounded amazing. And Caleb Shomo, the lead singer of Beartooth, went out into the stands and did the crowd rather, and did a acoustic version of their big hit song from their last album, Look the Other Way, and also Mr. Brightside did a cover of that song by The Killers. So just such an amazing concert. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I just thought it was great. Caleb Shomo and the rest of Beartooth, they just work really well together to just put on the best show they possibly can. From Caleb going into the stands and doing Look the Other Way and Mr. Brightside, as well as the way that he interacted with the crowd, especially towards the end where he took the microphone away from his mouth and just sang the chorus vocals to their big song In Between. I thought that was just amazing. Here's the one part of their set that I really didn't like, though.
Anybody come here to blow their f***ing voices singing at the top?
Yeah, I just happened to get that part on film. But regardless, Beartooth is definitely getting a 5 out of 5 for stage presence. I thought they were absolutely phenomenal. But as far as crowd interaction goes, I was going to give them a 5 out of 5. But I feel like with that comment that I just showed y'all, I feel like it was maybe a little bit too much. And I feel like, I'm, as someone, especially someone like me who's looking to go into broadcasting and is looking to use his voice for announcing and talking for a living with his career, I am 100% against promoting blowing out your voice at a concert, which is why, because of that piece of crowd interaction, I'm actually going to give them a 4 out of 5 for crowd interaction. They would have got a 5 out of 5, but I think that the promoting blowing your voice out, it's just, I thought it was too much, personally. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's way too much. I don't think you should be promoting something like that. And because of that, I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. It's just my opinion. Production, 5 out of 5. The video board was great. The lighting was great. The way the show was designed was great. I loved every single thing about it. Set list, I feel like there were some songs that, they didn't do. They didn't do the title track of their new album called The Surface. I feel like there were maybe some older songs that they maybe could have done as well. I feel like they did a bunch of their old classics that are very big, such as The Lines, Devastation, In Between. You can argue that Riptide is up there even though it is on the new record. I'm going to give them a 4 out of 4 for set list, just because I feel like there were some songs on the surface that they maybe could have done. Maybe they could have done some of their older classics such as Body Bag, maybe a few others, but I thought that the songs that they did were pretty good. So now we're going to get into the opening acts. So from worst to best, I'm going to list the 3 opening acts, and I talked about this in my Beartooth preview video. From worst to best, I felt it went Invent Animate, who was the second opening act right before Plot and You, who I'm going to put at number 2. They were the main opening act that came on right before Beartooth. And surprisingly, my favorite opening act, I'm not really surprised by this at all because, you know, I did a lot of research on Sleep Theory, and, you know, I just felt like, you know, they were going to be great live, and they were. The lead singer interacted with the crowd very well. He sounded great, and I just thought that they were fun to listen to. Even though I didn't really know many of the songs, I think I knew about one. I thought Sleep Theory was my favorite opening act of the 3. The Plot in You was also pretty good as well. I thought their lead singer interacted with the crowd very well. However, the reason why they're not at number 1 as far as the opening acts for this particular concert was because, you know, they promoted crowd surfing, which is something that I did a couple years ago, and then I got dropped and I almost got hurt. So I feel like that could be something that, you know, you could be promoting someone potentially getting hurt. You know, the lead singer even was like, let's see those surfers, be brave, etc., etc. You know, I'm all about it to an extent if you're being safe with it, and if people are being safe with it, and, like, you know, you're not getting dropped, you're not getting hurt. But, like, I don't think that the band should be promoting something like that. I think that should be at the discretion of the fans and not the band. I don't think that bands should be promoting crowd surfing or anything that, you know, something could get seriously hurt. I just didn't think that I was a huge fan of the Plot and You promoting the crowd or prompting the crowd rather the crowd surf. And then I'll just be basic with Invent Animate. You know, they came on second after Sleep Theory came on, and I'm going to be honest, you know, all they did was go on the stage and scream. I didn't think they sounded very good. They didn't really interact with the crowd very well, and it was pretty much just a little mosh pit with, you know, people, like, bumping into each other and, like, bouncing off each other to, like, just a bunch of random dudes just up on stage screaming and people not knowing the songs, and, you know, that's why I didn't really, you know, I kind of vibed with it. I just kind of, like, stood there and just kind of took it in, but I just didn't think Invent Animate sounded pretty good. They were nothing to write home about, which is why I'm ranking them 3rd out of 3rd as far as opening acts for Beartooth. But you know what? I'm still going to give Beartooth a 5 out of 5 for opening acts, just because they had so many. And, like, I'm going to be honest, Invent Animate, they weren't that bad. You know, I didn't vibe with them, you know, but I felt like, you know, it wasn't, like, to the point where, like, I was cringing the entire time. You know, I just didn't think that they sounded great. But the other 2, Plot and You and Sleep Theory, I thought they were great. I thought they were pretty solid opening acts, and that's why I'm giving Beartooth a 5 out of 5 for opening acts. I thought they were great, and, you know, just to wrap up, I felt like this concert as a whole was just absolutely incredible. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've been to a bunch of small venue concerts, and with the production and the crowd interaction and Caleb's ability to go from the stage to, like, a middle stage that's, like, towards the back of the venue, and then to be able to get back to the main stage like he did with the acoustic guitar, and then singing without the mic towards the end of the show. I just thought that this concert was absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait until Beartooth comes back to Boston again, because this truly was the best small venue concert that I have ever been to. Anyway, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I got a couple more concerts coming up in the month of February, which is going to make for a bunch of other content, so stay tuned for that. Also, stay tuned. I got to grind out the 2023 concert rankings still. I've only done 5 concerts out of 38 so far. So those are going to come out gradually throughout the course of the next couple weeks, couple months. So stay tuned for that as well. As always, you can follow this channel on Instagram at Spotlight on Tour Show below. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Jake Kelly, and until next time, rock on.